funds and everything for Honorable Boykai. Yet and still, they were ungrateful. Did that factor into your decision to refer to them as ungrateful son of a swine? Just, I'm
It's
just saying.
one of the tiniest elements
Okay.
of the overall consummate factor. You know, there were many elements. They all factored into that. Yes, but in 2021, Robert, being a very good friend, did hook me up because Boakai always used to travel when he comes to me with a big delegation. The man ain't got money. He won't travel like he stay VP. Then Paul Mean got to be going around begging people to hustle for money, to buy him plane ticket. So now I will call my boy Monrovia AJ, my man, what your Delta best rates now? He got to fly business class. I'm looking for money all over the place for that old man. The last trip, they were full. Joe Boakai, Charles Snetter, Jacob Kabakoli, and Maureen Nima. The four of them, the tickets cost 15 grand. A friend of mine in Minnesota, I squeezed 9K out of him.
Wow.
9K. Who bought the tickets on his credit card, and we raised it. And that trip cost us $30,000, excluding the medical. I had to swipe my debit card to the hospitals we took him. I took Joseph Boakai to hospital to see doctor. Joseph Boakai, the doctor said Joseph Boakai sick. Joseph Boakai, all know we concern about it. We booked tickets. I still have the tickets. I can forward the tickets to you guys via email right now. The ticket is still open. March 23rd, Boakai was supposed to leave Accra to JFK and then to Minneapolis, and I will pick him up and drive him to Rochester in Minnesota, where the Mayo Clinic is. I booked the Airbnb there, costing me $3,370 from March 23rd to April 7th for 2 weeks after his surgery. Boakai later looked at me and said the reason he was not going to get the surgery done. I just want to start by this to tell you how dangerous Joe Boakai and the people around him are. This man, I carry you to doctor. The first doctor say you sick, you must do surgery. Okay, we'll go to the second doctor. Second doctor say you sick, you must do surgery. Your lower descending artery, it has weakened to the extent where they need to graft your thigh and extract an artery from there, remove the weakened artery from your heart and replace it with that one. That is what was causing the palpitations or the irregular heartbeat of Joseph Boakai, which triggered the heart attack he had in January of this year. I had come to Liberia for the first time in 2 years. I had no plan to return to the US immediately. When I had to do it, when I was forced to do so, Boakai fainted. He has 8 episodes, 6 in his bathroom where he was going towards the bathroom to pee. Had it not been for his foster daughter who held him, he would have fallen to the ground. It would have been a disaster. We would have been hearing a different story. But she held him before he hit the ground. So she saved him. I woke up in the morning. I'm inundated with missed calls from all of his close people. I was like family, guys. I was like family with these people. They called me. Your Uncle Joe had a very terrible thing. We had to carry him to ELWA. I go to ELWA hospital to see Joe Boakai. It was on a Friday. I believe a Friday or Saturday, because I was leaving on the 14th of January. I go to the hospital. There's Joe Boakai strapped to an oxygen machine because he couldn't breathe on his own. His breathing was not regular. They didn't tell me what the medical report was. They said, "Oh yeah, he's looking all right. He will be fine and everything." They were hiding it from me. But then they said the old man has to be flown abroad. I said, "Why?" They said because the doctor said the condition is critical. He needs to go abroad. They still did not tell me that Boakai needed a triple bypass surgery. I cut my trip short, started begging for money. We flew Boakai abroad, he and his entire entourage. Boakai got to the States. I made the arrangement, took him to see Dr. Abizem, a Syrian doctor. It was the second time meeting this doctor. He's a cardiologist. He's in Philly. We go to see Dr. Abizem. Dr. Abizem said, your condition is critical. They examined him. They had the medical report from Liberia sent to the U.S. They confirmed everything the doctor in Liberia had found that's wrong with him. We decided to go to see an internal medicine doctor, a Nigerian doctor who has been practicing for more than 30 years. We go to see him. He too confirms it, that if Joe Boakai does not get a triple bypass surgery done within 6 to 9 months, he runs the risk of collapsing or having that artery completely fail, and he could die any time. We were scared. We started panicking. That's when they told me what actually the initial diagnosis from ELWE had said. I was scared. I was like, is this the man we are trying to make president of the country? And the doctors are saying if he doesn't do this major surgery. So we decided to do consultation. The surgeons that do this procedure, they are called cardiothoracic surgeons. We decided to consult. Because of his age, they said if he does this procedure, he's going to be knocked out of commission for 6 to 9 months, up to even a year. Then he is diabetic, which will make it difficult for the healing. The incisions will take longer to heal because he's diabetic. And they say he would be completely unable to do any physical activity. We tried to convince him to stay in the States and see how we could hustle for the money to get the surgery done because he doesn't have his insurance. Boakai said he had to return to Liberia, and then we had to bring him back. So we hustled. We found some money to bring him back. I found the money, $25,000. We bought the tickets. I have the tickets here. I have the Airbnb. We booked it. Everything was set. Cost over $10,000. I had another between $10,000 to $15,000 cash for him and Jake to come. The plan was we would take some photos because now they think, well, how do we manage it so that the likes of you, intelligent men, would not suspect that Boakai is undergoing or has undergone a procedure that inhibits him from doing normal activities. So I came up with the idea. We would take some photographs over several days in several different attires, and we'll keep those photographs. And then we'll begin to slowly release them while he's in the States, because we cannot not be in a position where we don't say anything about Joe Boakai being in America, because he would have had to be in America for many, many months. That was the conundrum that we faced, gentlemen. Boakai was supposed to leave on March the 23rd. I have the plane tickets here, guys. He and Jake bought him on business class ticket, $2,900 from from Accra to New York, and then the Aska airline flight from Monrovia to Accra. He and nephew Jake. The tickets cost about 10 grand, the two of them. A week before the trip, Jacob Kabakoli called me and said to me that Joseph Boakai had decided he would not make the trip anymore. I was shocked. Normally, that's something Joe Boakai himself would talk to me about. I knew something was at play.